Hello, welcome back to Yoga with Jeff. Our next pose is Upavishta Konasana A. This is a seated wide angle forward fold. Now this one has two sections to it. So there's Upavishta Konasana A and then Upavishta Konasana B. So A is we're going to fold forward with our legs nice and wide. B, we're going to see if we can come up to seated and maybe fully extend the legs. If you have pain behind your knee or in the hamstrings, we're going to back off a little bit. We're not going to force anything and not injure ourselves. So listen to your body. And then if you want to play with it, we can do Supta Konasana. And this is where we're going to roll backwards, land on the shoulders, toes to the floor. I like to play with this one. We can call it rock and roll if you want to. I know Sanskrit's a little hard to pronounce, and I get tongue-tied all the time when I try to pronounce some of these Sanskrit terms. So we're going to take the legs nice and wide. Toes are going to come back and up. If you're seated back here and we have that little tilt so that we're coming back, maybe the hands come back here. Maybe we take a block and we sit ourselves up on a block or on a bolster just so we can try to get that natural curve of our lower back in place and we can start to lean forward. So here, no pain behind the knee or in the bottom. You should feel a stretch on the inside of the thighs as you start to work out or stretch the adductors. So I'm going to show you without the block, but you're welcome to use the block if you like. Hands can be behind you, and I like to press down. And as I press down, my sit bones start to disappear, and then I can come to the forward edge of the sit bones. So picture your sit bones like half a ball. And when you raise up and come to that forward edge, that's what we're trying to accomplish. That helps you keep that natural arch of the lower back. You can keep your hands behind you and gently press down. Keep the toes up in dorsiflexion. And as we press down, we're going to inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, we're going to try to bring the belly all the way forward. Maybe we stay here. Maybe the arms come out in front of you, but not if we're really supporting ourselves and collapsing into the lower back. We're just going to focus on lengthening the torso, and then maybe starting to walk the hands forward just a little bit. If you're comfortable here, then we inhale to lengthen. Maybe the hands come out in front, and we begin to soften. The belly will touch the floor first, then the lower ribs, and then maybe the chin. If you can go this far, maybe the hands can come out to find the outside edges of the feet. Shoulders are down and back. And we relax. We breathe here for 5 breaths. No pain. Inhales lengthening. Exhales softening just a little deeper. And after your 5 breaths, wherever we are, we're going to release whatever we're holding, and we can just inhale to walk ourselves right back up to seated. So that's the first section of this, Upavishta Konasana A. The B part, we're going to grab just above the knees. We're going to pick the knees up and bring the heels towards each other. Now the knees are going to stay wide, and I'm going to reach down between my knees to grab the outside edges of the feet. Maybe grab your big toes. Outside edges of the feet would be the more traditional version, but whichever one you want to do is fine. For this is going to be a balance pose, so you want to check your surroundings and make sure you're not going to roll back and hit your head on anything, just in case we fall. So I'm going to turn sideways. Reaching down, grab the outside edges of your feet, maybe the big toes. Find the sit bones, lengthen through the upper torso, and then just lean back and pop the heels up off the mat. There's no effort here, just balancing. Shoulders are down and back and soft, just balancing on the sit bones. Now, you can try to maybe straighten one leg and bring it back down. Maybe we try to straighten the other and bring it back down. If you're comfortable, bend or straighten both legs. Shoulders are down and squeezing together behind us, and you have the big toes, or you have the outside edges of the feet. Either or, lengthen through the spine and sit tall. For this next portion, this is why I call it rock and roll. Have fun with it. If you roll backwards and slip, it's okay. Scream wee on your way down and wee on your way back up. Here the legs are nice and wide, sitting up tall. Turning this to Supta, we're going to tuck the chin towards our chest. We don't want to flip back and land on the head. So the chin comes towards your chest. Shoulders are going to press firmly down into the mat when we get there. And then the toes are going to come down to the floor. So chin down, shoulders down and back. Slowly roll all the way down, toes touch the floor. From here, we take 5 breaths, breathing nice and comfortable. The shoulders are pressing down firmly into the mat. And the fun part, we try to roll back up, land on those sit bones, and extend the legs. And again, we have the outside edges of our feet. Maybe we have those big toes, whoops, and shoulders are down and back. Now, for this next part, we're going to go back to our Upavishta Konasana A. I like this transition, but only if the legs are fully extended and straight. No pain behind the knee or in the bottom. Then, shoulders are back. Really pull the arms back. We're going to land on the calves, not the heels. Then the heels come down, and we can lengthen and fold forward just a little deeper. If we're up here and our knees are bent, that's okay too. Bring the heels back down to the floor. Straighten the legs. Inhale, lengthen. Hands back here or in front. And see if we can go just a little further than where we just were. Wherever we get to is fine, and we're happy. So that's our Upavishta Konasana A, B, and then we turned it into our Supta Konasana where we rolled backwards, toes to the floor, and then had a little fun with rock and roll. Thank you very much for watching.